It was 2 a.m. when Marcus left the all-night convenience store.
The kind that always smelled faintly of bleach and stale burritos. He tugged his hood tighter against the biting cold. Plastic bag swinging at his side with a bottle of soda and a microwavable sandwich inside. The streets were empty, wrapped in a silence, only broken by the hum of distant streetlights and his steady footstep. He froze. The had been faint, almost too faint to notice a quick, rubbery chirp behind him. He turned slowly, expecting to see maybe a raccoon or a loose sign swaying in the wind, but the street was empty.
Just trash bins, lamppost glow, and the long stretch of asphalt leading into darkness.
He told himself it was probably the wet soles of his shoes rubbing against something sticky. He shifted his weight, listening for it again. Nothing. With a shaky exhale, he kept walking. There it was again. This time, it came in rhythm with his steps. Every 3 of his strides, one faint squeak followed.
Marcus slowed down. So did the sound.
He stopped completely. Silence. The sheer obedience of that silence felt wrong.
As if something were listening closely, timing its moves to his. His chest tightened. He turned again. Still nothing.
The emptiness itself felt staged, like the world was holding its breath with him.
He forced out a laugh to shake off the paranoia and started moving faster. Half walk, half jog, and gripping the bag tighter. The squeaks sped up too.
The sound echoed faintly off the buildings, soft but deliberate, always behind him. When he finally reached a corner under a flickering street lamp, he turned suddenly, hoping to catch whatever was following off guard. For a moment, he saw only stillness, then movement. Down the block, under the yellow light of another street lamp, stood something. A figure. At first it looked like a person in baggy clothes, but then Marcus noticed the white makeup glinting in the dim light, and the round red shape at the center of the face. The clown. The thing didn't move, didn't wave, just stood there, its outline faint and still as a statue. Marcus's pulse roared in his ears. Halloween decorations?
He thought irrationally, but it was October 15th.
No reason for a dummy to be left standing in the street at 2 in the morning. He blinked, and in that instant, the clown raised its hand. It didn't wave it, it extended one finger and placed it where its lips would be, a silent gesture for him to be quiet. Marcus turned and bolted. He didn't care if it made sense anymore. He ran, shoes slapping against the pavement, his breath ragged. He didn't look back until he reached the next block, bending over with hands on his knees. And then he realized what should have been comforting silence was wrong again. It was too silent. No wind, no engine hum, no footsteps other than... Marcus snapped his head around, and the clown was halfway down the block behind him, walking calmly. Its head tilted slightly to the side like it was studying him.
That painted face caught the lamppost glow for just a second. White powder, black hollow around the eyes, and red smile stretched unnaturally wide. But it wasn't smiling.
It looked painted on, unmoving, fake, in the most humanly wrong way. "Hey!" Marcus shouted, backing up. "Stay away from me!"
The clown didn't react.
Instead, it bent one knee, taking an exaggerated slow step forward. Then another. The rhythmic toy-like sound against the silence made Marcus's skin crawl. He ran again, this time ducking between 2 apartment buildings. The alley smelled like old grease and damp concrete. He ducked behind a dumpster, his heart pounding so loudly he was sure it would give him away. He waited, listened. Minutes passed. No squeaks, no footsteps. Just the buzzing streetlights beyond the alley mouth. Maybe it was over. Maybe it really was some freak playing a prank. Marcus stood up, peeking around the edge. The street was empty again. He chuckled nervously and whispered to himself, "Okay, man, you're good. Just go home." He turned back toward the alley to grab his bag and froze. Standing 5 feet away, half shrouded in darkness, was the clown. Its face was lifeless under the harsh spill of light. One gloved hand held a balloon animal, but it wasn't an animal, it was a human-shaped balloon. He held up the balloon human, and in the other hand he pulled out a long pin. He looked at me dead in the eyes and proceeded to pierce the balloon with the pin. Pop! The balloon burst open, and the remaining piece fell limp in his hand. The clown's head tilted back, letting out a faint wheeze that sounded almost like a laugh through a broken speaker. Marcus stumbled backward, tripping over a trash bag, scrambling onto his feet. He sprinted toward the main street, his lungs burning. Behind him, the distinct squeak returned closer, frantic now, chasing him down. He turned a sharp corner into the next block, nearly colliding with a passing car. The driver honked, swerved, and sped off. When Marcus looked back again, the street was empty. No clown, no balloon, just silence. He didn't stop running until he reached his apartment lobby. His hands shook violently as he fumbled for his keys, heart hammering. The elevator ride up felt endless, the creak of each floor a cruel metronome counting his panic. Inside his apartment, he locked the front door and collapsed against the wall. His phone buzzed. It was a text from a number he didn't recognize. No message. just an image. A photo taken from outside his apartment window. Marcus couldn't believe his eyes. He knows where I live. Then, from somewhere outside his door,